Listen to me. If you can hear my voice right now, it means you are still standing. You have been through storms that were designed to break you. And yet here you are. Don't you dare forget that, because storms do not always come to destroy. Sometimes they come to reveal who you are. Everybody wants the sunshine, but nobody wants the storm. Everybody wants victory, but nobody wants the battle. You cannot have strength without struggle. You cannot build faith without the fight. The storm is the place where your heart is tested, where your mind gets sharper, and your soul gets louder. In addition, I know sometimes it feels like life is throwing everything at you: pressure, pain, disappointment, fear. You start to wonder if you are built for this. However, hear me clearly. The storm cannot break what is unshakable. Therefore, when life hits you, you stand taller. When the rain pours, you look up. When the thunder roars, you keep walking. Because that storm is not the end. It is the beginning of your breakthrough. You are not fragile. You are forged. In addition, forged things do not fall apart. They rise through the fire. Let me tell you something real. The storm does not build your weakness. It exposes your strength. And the storm does not come to show you how fragile you are. It comes to show you how powerful you can become when you refuse to quit. See, it is easy to talk about faith when the skies are clear. It is easy to say, I believe, when everything is going your way. However, when life gets dark, when you lose people you love, when opportunities vanish, that is when your true character steps forward. Some people run from the rain. Some people hide under fear. However, the unshakable ones, they walk straight into it. They say, if the storm wants to test me, and then let it test me, because I will not bend and I will not break. The storm is not your enemy. It is your training ground. It is preparing you for the next level. The level that requires more strength, more discipline, and more belief than you ever thought you had. Stop asking, why me? And start saying, try me. Because when life sees that kind of attitude, when it sees that fire inside you, it knows it cannot stop you. It can only sharpen you. You have to make a decision, not a temporary one, not a one I feel good one, but a decision that says, no matter what happens, I will not quit. Because storms are not scared of talent. They are scared of commitment. Listen, motivation fades, feelings change, people leave, but your discipline must remain. When everything is shaking around you, your consistency becomes your anchor. That is what keeps you from being blown away when the wind gets wild. You have to stop waiting for life to get easy. It will not. You must get stronger. You have to stop begging for calm seas and start learning how to sail in the waves. Winners are not born strong. They are made strong by the storms they survive. Every failure, every sleepless night, every disappointment, all of it is shaping something inside you that cannot be moved. You are not unlucky. You are in training. Moreover, if you stay locked in, if you keep your eyes on your purpose instead of your pain, you will discover that no storm can drown someone who has already decided to rise. Let us be real. Pain hurts. It cuts deep and it makes you question everything. However, pain is not punishment. It is progress in disguise. Every storm leaves behind two kinds of people, those who complain and those who change. You cannot ask to be great and then run from discomfort. You cannot pray for strength and then avoid resistance. That is not how growth works. Never happened if you plant a seed and never let the rain fall. It will never grow. The rain, that storm, gives life to the roots. The same way your struggle gives strength to your spirit. When it hurts, keep going. When you feel tired, keep showing up. Because quitting will not make the storm stop. It will only keep you stuck in the middle of it. You do not become unstoppable by avoiding pain. You become unstoppable by understanding that pain is a signal. It means you are alive. It means you are learning. It means you are leveling up. The greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of that pain. You just have to endure long enough to meet it. You talk to yourself more than anyone else, and what you say matters. When the storm hits, the voice in your head will either push you forward or pull you down. Stop telling yourself you cannot handle it. Stop repeating failure before it even happens. You have to reprogram that voice to say, I am built for this. I was chosen for this fight. I cannot lose because I will not quit. Your words create your world. If you speak defeat, you will live defeated. However, if you speak victory, even in chaos, we'll find a way to win. The storm outside is nothing compared to the calm or chaos inside your mind. You must choose who you listen to, your fear or your faith. Therefore, when the world tells you you are done, you tell yourself, I am just getting started. When doubt screams, you whisper louder, I can, I will, I must. That mindset cannot be broken. That is the foundation of the unshakable. The storm feeds on fear. That is its power source. However, faith starves the storm. You cannot see the sun when you are in the middle of the clouds. But you must remember, it is still there. That is faith. You do not need to see it to believe it. Faith is not pretending everything is fine. It knows that even if it is not fine right now, it will be. It believes there is purpose behind the pressure, reason behind the rain. You have to stop letting fear dictate your movement. Fear says stop, faith says step. Moreover, every step you take in faith weakens the storm that tries to stop you. Do not let fear talk you out of your destiny. Do not let the temporary noise of doubt silence the permanent promise inside you. Because faith does not remove the storm. It gives you the courage to walk through it. Moreover, when you walk through it, not around it, you discover a version of yourself you never knew existed. One that is powerful, calm, and completely unshakable. Sometimes it is not the storm that is drowning you. It is the people you are carrying through it. You cannot fly if you are holding on to anchors. You have to look around and ask, who is adding to my peace and who is feeding my pain? Winners surround themselves with believers, builders, and warriors, not complainers, doubters, and quitters. The truth hurts, but you cannot move forward dragging those who choose to stay still. Loyalty is not holding on to what is holding you back. When you walk through a storm, walk with people who know how to fight, people who remind you of your strength when you forget it. Because one weak voice of doubt can silence 10 voices of belief if you let it. You do not owe anyone your progress. You owe yourself your potential. Let go of the weight. Free your hands so you can fight. The storm is hard enough. Do not let dead weight make it impossible. When storms come, distractions multiply. Everybody wants your attention. Fear, pain, problems, opinions. However, focus is your superpower. The moment you start chasing everything, you lose everything. The moment you focus on one thing, you start winning. You have to decide what matters. Your purpose must be louder than your problems, because focus turns chaos into clarity. It gives direction to your energy. While others panic, you stay calm. While others quit, you stay consistent. That is how the unshakable survive, not by avoiding pressure, but by controlling where they place their power. Your eyes must stay on your vision, even when everything around you looks blurry, because storms end, pain fades. However, your purpose, that is forever. You cannot control the wind, but you can control your will. You cannot choose the weather, but you can choose your response. In addition, your response determines your result. The unshakable are not perfect. They are persistent. They cry, but they continue. They fall, but they rise. They doubt, but they still believe. You see, strength is not about never breaking. It is about breaking and rebuilding stronger. Every scar tells a story that says, I made it. You have been through too much to give up now. You have overcome too many storms to quit in this one. You are not who you were before the storm. You are wiser, tougher, sharper. The unshakable spirit is born in the middle of chaos. It learns to smile in the rain, dance in the thunder, to grow in the darkness, because it knows every storm runs out of rain, every night runs out of darkness. Moreover, when it does, the sun always shines brighter on those who never stopped believing it would return. So now hear me clearly. Storms will come. That is not a question. The question is, will you stand or will you surrender? Every storm that ever came against you has one thing in common. You survived it. You are still here. That means you are stronger than anything that tried to break you. Do not curse the storm. Thank it. It taught you endurance, faith, and fire. Because without storm, there is no strength. Without pressure, there is no power. You were never built to be comfortable. You were built to be unshakable. In addition, when you remember that, when you rise with that fire in your chest and that purpose in your eyes, no storm, no pain, no fear can stop you. So stand tall. Face the wind. Moreover, declare it loud for the world to hear. Storms cannot break what is unshakable. Then walk through your storm, not to survive, but to rise.